If you or someone you care for received a home care package before November 2025, you may have noticed that the program seems to have disappeared. Your services kept coming. Your provider kept calling. But the name changed, the paperwork changed, and nobody explained exactly what happened. What happened is this. From the 1st of November 2025, the Home Care Packages program was formally replaced by the new Support at Home program. Everything about the two programs looks similar on the surface. But there are some important differences that affect how much you pay, how your budget works, and what services you can access. In this video, I am going to walk through the key differences between the old home care packages and the new Support at Home program, so you know exactly what changed and what it means for you. As always, this is general information only and not personal financial or legal advice. Aged care is a complex area and everyone's situation is different. For advice specific to your circumstances, please contact My Aged Care on 1800 200 422 or speak with a licensed aged care financial advisor. Support at Home is the Australian government's new program for funding home-based aged care. It replaced two programs, the Home Care Packages program and the short-term Restorative Care program, both from the 1st of November 2025. The Commonwealth Home Support Program, which provides entry-level home support for a large number of Australians, is a separate program that will transition into Support at Home no earlier than the 1st of July 2027. If you receive Commonwealth Home Support, you do not need to do anything right now. Support at Home is for Australians aged 65 and over, or 50 and over for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, who need support to remain living independently at home. To access Support at Home, you need to be assessed through My Aged Care. If you were already receiving a home care package on the 1st of November 2025, you were automatically moved into Support at Home. You did not need to reapply. Your services continued and your funding was matched to the nearest equivalent Support at Home classification. Let me now go through the 6 most important differences between the old home care packages and the new Support at Home program. The first difference is the number of funding levels. Under the old home care packages program, there were 4 funding levels, Level 1 through Level 4. Level 1 was for basic care needs and Level 4 was for high care needs. Under Support at Home, there are now 8 funding classifications. The annual funding ranges from approximately $11,000 at the lower end through to approximately $78,000 at the highest level. The higher top level, up from approximately $61,000 under the old Level 4, means more funding is available for people with the highest care needs. If you were on a home care package, your old level was automatically mapped to the nearest equivalent Support at Home classification. No reassessment was required unless your needs have changed. The second difference is how your budget is managed. Under the old system, your home care package funding was generally accumulated monthly. Under Support at Home, your budget is managed quarterly. Each quarter you have a set amount of funding to use for your care services. One important change here is around unspent funds. Under the old home care packages, some people accumulated very large unspent balances, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars sitting unused in their account. Under Support at Home, you can only carry over a maximum of 10% of your quarterly budget, or $1,000, whichever is greater. Anything above this does not roll over. This is designed to encourage people to use their funding for care rather than saving it for a rainy day that may never come. The third difference is how your contributions are calculated. Under the old home care packages, you paid an income-tested care fee that applied to all services the same way, regardless of what the service was. Under Support at Home, services are grouped into 3 categories. and how much you pay depends on which category the service falls into. Category 1 is clinical care. This covers nursing, wound care, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and other health-related services. Clinical care is fully funded by the government. You pay nothing for these services, regardless of your income or assets. Category 2 is independent supports. This covers personal care, such as help with bathing, dressing, and grooming. You contribute a moderate amount toward these services based on your income and assets. From the 1st of October 2026, the government will fully fund personal care services as well. Category 3 is everyday living. This covers domestic assistance, gardening, meal preparation, and transport. You pay the highest contribution for these services. Full pensioners pay the lowest contribution rates overall. Self-funded retirees, who do not hold a Commonwealth Seniors Health Card, pay the highest contribution rates. There is a lifetime cap of approximately $130,000 on your non-clinical care contributions across both supported home and residential aged care combined. Any contributions you made under the old home care packages system count toward this lifetime cap. The fourth difference is the introduction of government price caps. Under the old home care packages, providers could charge separately for package management, care management, and other administrative fees. Some providers were charging 30 to 40% of the total package value in administration and management fees alone. From the 1st of July 2026, the government introduced mandatory price caps on all supported home services. These caps are all-inclusive, meaning providers cannot charge separately for travel, administration, or management fees on top of the service price. Care management is also capped at 10% of your quarterly budget. This is a significant improvement in transparency and value for people receiving home care. The fifth difference is the provider model. Under the old home care packages, some people were mixing and matching multiple service providers for different types of care. Under supported home, the model is a single registered provider who coordinates and manages all your services. This does not mean you have less flexibility. You can still choose your provider and change providers. But the coordination model means one provider is responsible for understanding your overall needs and making sure all your services work together. The sixth difference is the availability of new short-term pathways. Under the old home care packages, funding was ongoing. There was no formal structure for short-term intensive support. Under supported home, there are now 2 dedicated short-term pathways. The Restorative Care Pathway provides intensive allied health and nursing services to help you regain function and delay the need for long-term care. You can access up to 2 units of funding, currently $6,000 per unit, within a 12-month period. The end-of-life pathway provides up to $25,000 in additional funding for people who want to receive palliative care at home in the last 3 months of life. This pathway can also be extended by 4 weeks if needed. These pathways represent a genuine improvement for Australians who want to remain at home for as long as possible. Now let me translate all of this into what it actually means depending on your situation. If you were already receiving a home care package before the 1st of November 2025, your transition was automatic. You did not reapply. Your services continued. Your funding was matched to the equivalent support at home classification. If you were receiving or approved for a home care package on or before the 12th of September 2024, the no worse off principle applies to you. This means your contributions are the same or less than what you were paying before. However, there is one thing worth checking. If you had unspent funds in your home care package account, these carry into your supported home quarterly budget, but the new rollover limits now apply. If you had been accumulating unspent funds with the intention of using them later, speak with your provider now about how to use them before they are lost at the end of a quarter. If you are applying for home care support for the first time after the 1st of November 2025, you will be assessed under the Support at Home system directly. There is no home care package path available to new applicants. The process starts by contacting My Aged Care on 1800 200 422 or visiting myagedcare.gov.au. You will be assessed by a qualified assessor under the new single assessment system. If approved, you will receive a Support at Home classification and a quarterly budget amount. While you wait for funding to become available, you may be eligible for interim funding at 60% of your approved classification budget. If you currently receive Commonwealth Home Support, your services continue as normal. The Commonwealth Home Support Program will not transition into Support at Home before the 1st of July 2027. You do not need to do anything right now. Let me bring it all together. 1. Support at Home replaced home care packages on the 1st of November 2025. If you were already on a home care package, the transition was automatic and you did not need to reapply. 2. There are now 8 funding levels under Support at Home, ranging from approximately $11,000 to $78,000 per year. The old system had 4 levels. 3. How much you pay now depends on the type of service. Clinical care is fully government funded. Personal care involves a moderate contribution from you. Everyday living services require the highest contribution. From October 2026, personal care will also be fully government funded. 4. Unspent funds can only roll over by 10% of your quarterly budget, or $1,000, whichever is greater. Use your funding or lose it at the end of each quarter. 5. Government price caps on services started from the 1st of July 2026. This means more transparent, all-inclusive pricing from your provider. If you are on a home care package that transitioned, or if you are looking to start home care support for the first time, My Aged Care at 1800 200 422 is your starting point. If you are not sure what classification you have been moved into under Support at Home, or if you have questions about your quarterly budget, contact your current provider first. They are required to walk you through how your situation has changed under the new system. If you need an assessment for the first time, or if your care needs have changed significantly and you want a reassessment, contact My Aged Care on 1800 200 422 or visit myagedcare.gov.au. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you understand the difference between Support at Home and the old home care packages, please subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday covering aged care, Centrelink, and superannuation in plain English for Australians in retirement. This Wednesday, I am covering the downsizer contribution. If you have sold your home or are considering selling, there is a strategy that allows you to put up to $300,000 from that sale into superannuation, even if you are well past the usual contribution age. That video is on Wednesday. Subscribe so you do not miss it. If you have a question about Support at Home or your transition from a home care package, drop it in the comments. I read every one. See you Wednesday. Take care.